Hello, this is Mike Littles, and I am so excited about having you here today because today we are going to cover my brand new course, which is called the Painless Body Course. Now, in this course, you're going to learn a totally natural process of removing joint pain from every part of your body. And if you're like me and you go through this process that I'm about to share with you, you may be able to take away up to 99% of your joint pain. And this is in a matter of a few days, not years, not months. But I saw results in just days using this method. It's the same method, the exact same blueprint that I want to share with you. Now, I'm providing you with two valuable resources, totally free. One is the maximizing your supplement results. I like to say get 1,000% better supplement results because you will learn how to use them the right way, the most effective way. The other resource I've labeled the pillars of health, which are the basic foundation of good health. Once you start applying the pillars of health, you will actually start reducing your joint pains naturally simply by changing a couple of things that you do each and every day. So we take those foundational health principles and then we add in the methods that I explain in the Painless Body course, and the goal is to help you achieve maximum results. And for me, maximum results means zero pain almost every single day. Be it your back, your ankles, your knees, your hands. This is a total body recovery system that I want to share with you. So if you have joint pains, take the time right now to go through this overview course. See what the excitement is all about. And you're probably feeling my excitement because I'm a living testimonial to this. I'm a living testimonial to where I was having, on a scale of 1 to 10, I had pain at a 10 almost every single day. It was either from my knee pain or it was from my back pain. And using these methods that I'm about to share with you, I go all the way from a 10 down to a 1 and even a 0 almost every single day. This is exciting. Let's jump into this right now.
Hello, welcome to the overview. Let me ask you a question. Do you have pain in your lower back and or swelling and inflammation in your knees? Does your back hurt so badly at times that you cannot even get out of the bed or even stand up from a chair without gasping from sharp pain? Now, if you've gone to your doctor or chiropractor over and over again and nothing is changing, then the chances are, if you're like me and if your conditions are like mine, it will never change using those traditional medical approaches. And that's just not right. It's not supposed to be like that. You're paying these medical professionals a lot of money over and over again, but your condition doesn't get better. Instead, and if anything, it's getting worse, and you shouldn't be happy about that. Have you been dealing with this condition for a month or more? If so, realize you likely have a severe chronic condition, and the bad news is that your pain is only going to get worse the older you get. At least that's what the experts say.
What this means is that even though at this point in time you may only be experiencing mild knee joint pain, the doctors, the statistics, the medical research shows that there will come a time, if you don't do something different than what's being taught right now, then you'll lose the ability to go out for a walk if you're interested and you like walking. You will no longer have the ability to jog. I know that was one of the big things when I realized that my knee joints wouldn't allow me to jog anymore. It was something that I really enjoyed. And that was taken away because of knee joint pain. But this also means it will affect your ability to bike or ride bikes if you enjoy that. It'll also affect your ability to play basketball or tennis, because over time we seem to believe that the older we get that we're supposed to stop being less active. But in reality, if you do the research, you'll understand and realize that most people become less active when they have knee joint pain. That's when they stop doing some of the activities that they enjoy, because normally it's the pain of doing them that causes them to shy away from those activities. And the way that we grew up, it was more or less taught to us that that's a natural part of getting older, that your knees are going to hurt and there's literally nothing you can do about it except a few things, and none of which covered anything about healing and stopping the problem. On the contrary, all the medical advice is all about treating the pain and the condition. So let's go over the three main things that we're taught to do when we have knee joint problems. Now, one of the things that I used for years were knee braces and knee sleeves. But you have to understand, if your goal is to get your knees better, that knee braces do not make your knees better. Your knee joint, your knee pain, your knee inflammation is going to be just as bad as it was when you take that knee brace off as it was before you put the knee brace on. Topical ointments are absolutely great in the moment. When you have knee swelling and you can't bend your knees, you can't do the activities you need to do, there are many topical ointments that can really help in that moment to help you get through. But topical ointments don't fix the problem. And the big thing that we turn to normally are drugs. It's either over the counter or it's prescription drugs. But the same thing holds true. It doesn't matter how many drugs you take. It doesn't matter how much you pay for those drugs. Your unhealthy knees are going to be just as bad after that pain medication wears off as they were before you start taking the pain medication. If you ever stop and look this up, as I've done, you'll come to realize that doctors actually call this a drug treatment. It's not a drug cure. It's not making the problem better. It's a drug treatment, something that's going to last short term, and it's not going to benefit healing whatsoever.
Looking and feeling 10 to 20 years younger is a much better lifestyle than looking and feeling 10 to 20 years older than you actually are. I'm here proudly giving my own personal testimonial to ensure you that we're not talking about pipe dreams or wishful thinking. This is a powerful, proven pain removal method I use that has gotten me my 20-something-year-old body back. That's the way I feel, at least. I now live my life in a body that is completely pain-free almost every single day of my life. And I want to share that advanced health and healing process with you so you too can get the same or at least very similar results as mine. Before I go into what my premium health course is all about, let me tell you a little about how this course came to be written, because I think you'll relate to how people like you and I can live a normal life and still be humbled by chronic pain and inflammation. The tipping point for me was when there came a time in my life where my back and knee pain became a permanent, ongoing, and I mean a daily life-altering chronic condition. I was still in my 40s, but my chronic condition got so bad that for an entire year I lived in constant pain. I dragged and limped my way through work and through daily activities. I was limping and going through life in pain. It was the most miserable I'd felt in my life. And the biggest part was that after consulting with another medical professional, I left his office having mentally accepted that I would be in pain and I would walk dragging my right leg along for the rest of my life. I'd seen people have to live like this, and I was certain fate had dealt me that same horrible fate. If you know someone that has back or knee problems, you probably sometimes wish you didn't, right? Because if they were like me, they complained about the pain all the time. I can't express how awful of a time in my life that was. My son was perhaps 11 or 12 during this time. I'm thinking, and this just came to my mind as I'm going through this lesson. And I remember not being able to show him how to run with a kite to catch wind so it would fly for him. I was trying to instruct a preteen on how to fly a kite, and I remember him asking me to show him. I tried a couple of times, but with the pain shooting from my back and my gimpy knee, I could only go a good 10 steps before having to stop because the pain got so bad. I remember my son looking so disappointed about not being able to get that kite to fly. Listen, that's a sad and pathetic situation, but unfortunately it was very similar when we went out to toss a football around. He couldn't really throw accurately enough at his age to get the ball back to me, and I couldn't limp fast enough to get under it to catch it when he threw most of the time. So in my mind, neither of us enjoyed it as much as I wanted us to. The same came for basketball and literally any other activities that we did during this time. And during this time, I had many chiropractor visits checking out my lower back, and it was always the same thing. So when my knee joint totally failed, he said something like, "I'm sure there's something loose in there. Not a whole lot you can do without considering another surgery. You just gotta stay off of it as much as you can." After about 3 more visits to doctors, I stopped going back, even when my knee would swell up after playing some basketball with my kids or after a particular long, hard day at work. I felt it was a waste of time and money to go in just for someone to tell me I really should not be doing those types of activities. Remember, I was only in my 40s when I was hearing this, not 75 or 85 years old. I was in my 40s wanting to do simple activities with my wife, son, and daughter without feeling like I was 75 or 85 years old. So after visiting doctors and chiropractors, and because nothing worked, at least not on a long-term basis, I came back to nutritional supplements. After the age of 35 or so, I really started feeling 10 or 20 years older than I actually was, and it really depended on the particular day as to how much swelling and pain I had to deal with. And the problem was, those days started running together far too often, and my quality of life was going downhill at a run, and I'm sure you can relate to that. So one night I came across another infomercial about supplements that was being called a type of natural miracle solution. It was called Coral Calcium, and its effects was primarily based on helping your body's pH get back in balance. It was the first time I'd heard about living in a body that was acidic and how that negatively affected so many parts of your body. I ordered and took that product off and on for about 6 months, and it did make me feel better because a lot of my conditions noticeably improved. I still had noticeable back and knee pain, but not as much. However, over the course of a few years, I tried other supplements hoping to get better results because I was still in pain. I was still having knee inflammation. Some worked better than others. Some actually did nothing for me other than wasting a couple of months of my time and money trying them out. Finally, I decided to start actually researching supplements in depth. I wanted to stop just listening to people who were selling the products because every one of them said their product was the best. So I began to read up and compare as much information from as many experts as I possibly could. I tried to read all the government-initiated studies that I could find, both domestic and foreign. I researched the case studies on particular supplements made by universities from around the world. Finally, after all the research and cross-checking, I put it all together and laid out a pain relief strategy that included supplements, but also it's a strategy that goes well beyond using just food supplements, although they are critically important to all of our health and well-being. You see, there was something missing throughout all of this information I researched and all the popular products that I tried. The big issue with them all was the fact that they work for some people but didn't work for others. Most of the popular supplements I tried reduced my pain and swelling, but not to a point where I had no pain or discomfort, and that was what I was shooting for. For me, the pain and discomfort was always present and preventing me from having a normal, happy life. I believed there was a better solution, and I kept looking until I finally found it. Again, a big part of this revolutionary health reconditioning process was nutritional supplements and learning how to use them in a very unique way that I'd never seen before, and a way that fully maximized their potency and their effectiveness. Now, the ingredient in front of you is called turmeric, and it's probably the best single supplement that I've used to help with my knee pain. Now, the story behind this, and the reason I want to bring this up, is that even though this is the #1 supplement I've found, my research shows that only about 10 to 20% of the people who use this supplement that it actually works for. And in fact, I gave up on this supplement. I actually tried this twice before I actually found
a supplier who actually formulated it correctly so that it would work for me. And I would tell you to at least try this supplement because you stand, from my research, the best chance of getting some benefits. But I am going to just tell you, based on my research, that even though this is the best supplement, you only stand about a 10 to 20% chance of this actually working significantly for you. But let me reiterate, this is still the best one out there. Just make sure you do your research and make sure that you get it from a supplier who formulates this correctly. And there are several levels in making a good supplement that you need to know about. And of course, I cover all of it in the course.
Well, it took me months of testing and trying different supplement brands before I got the perfect combination of methods that take away 99% of my pain almost every single day. Yes, it was a long time, but I'm very glad I didn't give up because ultimately I figured it all out and I'm now living a healthier, happier life. I feel better than many people who are more than half my age, and the cost of the supplements I use only cost me $1 single per day. Yes, just $1. And for the cost of $1 per day, I'm now able to do some of the simplest things that most young and healthy people take for granted, such as waking up and not having to crawl out of bed because of lower back pain. I now take long, hot showers because I enjoy it, not because I need the added heat from the water to help loosen up my back and joints so that I can start my day. I can now walk for miles or jump off the porch and not worry about my knees hurting and swelling up. I actively jog. That's something I couldn't do for years. And I'm even playing basketball again with no chronic pain. Swimming, racquetball, you name it, and my body allows me to enjoy all of these fun activities again with no pain or swelling to deal with later on. And I want this for you too. You are here because you know it would be great to have your older body and have it start feeling like your 20-something-year-old body once did. Relatively speaking, of course. You want to be active and be able to wake up every day and not be greeted with a stiff, hard to bend back or leg. You'd like to be able to plop down in a chair without worrying if the pain will allow you to get up after you've been sitting a while. I'm sure this sounds familiar to you because it's the classic signs of someone who has been dealing with a chronic, painful condition for a long time. And I didn't have to research that. I lived through it. Fortunately for you, I've found the perfect combination of easy to take and super affordable nutritional supplements. Yes, a simple combination of supplements was the principal missing piece of the puzzle to ending my 20 years of swelling and inflammation, and of course unbearable chronic pains. Most of all, I'm going to share with you every secret I've found. I'm going to fill in the holes so that you get the most complete and long-lasting solution to all over body pain relief. This isn't theory. Remember, this is a total body reconditioning method that has worked for me consistently for over 2 years now, as of the publication of this video. During this time, my knee has not ballooned up with inflammation once, even after some great and fun activities with my family. My family and I recently took a trip to the Grand Canyon, and we walked for hours up and down the trails and paths, and the only thing I got was tired. So in this course, I'm going to show you how I went from over 2 decades of chronic pain to being able to walk the rim of the Grand Canyon pain-free. So the number one thing I'm going to show you in the course is I'm going to tell you the exact type of extracts or active ingredients that really work. And here's an insider hint. Some of them have nothing directly to do with joint pain or inflammation. It's a process I call stacking supplements that I will teach you all about, and it makes a big difference in improving the results you get. Number 2, I'll give you the proper levels of active ingredients you got to take each day in order to make the supplements work to their full potential. Number 3, I'm going to tell you the best times of the day to take each supplement and explain why you get more results taking them in the way that I described. You see, there are some supplements that need to be taken together, and others that give you the best results if you take them separately and at different times of the day, and I'll explain why each one of those steps are important for each individual supplement. The next step, I'm going to give you all the names of the brands of supplements I use and the ones that I suggest you use. Keep in mind that this information took me months to put together and set up a simple process to make it extremely easy for you to get the same results. And you don't have to put in hours, days, or even weeks of research to get this perfect formulation for success. So when I decided to price the first version of this course, I wanted to do a small test run just to make sure there were enough people who actually wanted a surefire solution to solve their various joint pains and inflammation. I set up a small ad campaign, and I may have mistakenly put in the wrong sales price. What I'm saying is that it's a strong possibility this may have happened, because I don't know if anyone would believe someone could blunder this bad. So maybe this happened, maybe it didn't, okay? So, you see, I wanted to price this course so that people buying it wouldn't consider it a cheap ebook that they would glance over and never use. But I mistakenly priced this course 5 times higher than I intended to. The truly insane thing about it, people still bought the course at that price. I only ran the campaign a few days, and I was utterly shocked but encouraged at the same time by the sales. During that time, there were still no refund requests, even at that bloated price. And why do you think that would be? I'm serious. Really think about that for a second. Why would people spend that type of money and not even one of them would ask for a refund? Well, it seems clear to me that because the information they found within the course worked for them. And I believe is that if you are going to pay that much for a health solution, you're going to be serious about it. So all of these people most likely actually applied the methods within the course, and they must have gotten great results, just as I predict anyone would. When you have a step-by-step blueprint, if you would, in your hands. Now, to be honest, it wasn't a total shock to me that some people would be willing to pay that amount to get rid of their chronic pain, because I'd already done the research and I knew the cost of the alternatives. So let me throw out some of those statistics for you. The average cost of an arthroscopic knee surgery in the United States is about $18,975, though the price can range from $7,000 to $23,000 to get you stable. Then you deal with the pain after surgery for the rest of your life. The most disturbing fact through all of my research was that I came to realize and understand that surgery does not heal ligament damage. Now, a good surgeon can go in and remove or even reattach ligaments, but I've never heard one doctor say surgery will fix arthritic pain. At the end of the day, it is still dependent upon your body and its ability to heal itself that will determine how well your joints work even after surgery. Interestingly enough, throughout my research, I discovered that there were 2 main factors when it came to eliminating joint pain, especially knee pain, and it was the pillars of health and great nutrition, with food supplements making it extremely easy to provide your body with the nutrition that it needs. However, when I went out to find a solution to my own knee joint problems, even though I searched far and wide, I discovered that there was not one single course that covered what I needed. There was absolutely nothing I could find that would take me from A to Z through the process. So when I went out and I did the research and I put everything together, I again went out into the marketplace and said, is there something that is even comparable to what I've got here? And the answer was no, and it remains no. Now, I never expected this, and this really wasn't my goal. But back when I was in my 40s and I had my bad back and my knees were terrible, people actually looked at me as if I was 10 to 20 years older than I actually were, because I moved like a person
that was 10 or 20 years older than I actually were. And it bothered me, I'll be quite honest with you. And since I've gotten my joints and back and all of that stuff fixed, I'm really hard pressed. If I tell someone that I'm in my 50s, I'm hard pressed for them to actually believe that I'm in my 50s. Now, that may not have anything to do with what you're trying to accomplish. I was trying to accomplish getting rid of my knee pain. And I understand that everyone is different, but I'm the type of person that getting the sympathy stares and the, hey, you need some help over there. Hey, let me grab that door for you. You need some help getting to your car. All of that bothered me. And that may not have anything to do with you. But I can tell you this, that I am absolutely at peace being in my 50s and no one even suspecting that I'm in my 50s.
All that said, have you ever stopped and did a self-evaluation of your own health conditions? Please, I need you to really interact with me for just a moment. Not for me, but for yourself. And the reason I'm asking you to participate is because it's important that you clearly define what your health condition is before you can make a decision to fix it. So the first question is, has your condition been ongoing for weeks or months, maybe even for years? If you've answered more than a few weeks, which is about the amount of time your body can normally heal itself, then realize you have a major chronic condition that statistics show it is only going to get worse. So the last question. Now that you know there is a proven long-term solution that will only cost you about $1 per day to achieve amazing results, don't you think it's time to take advantage of it so you can get back to enjoying a more painless lifestyle? One thing is certain, ignoring your chronic health conditions won't make it go away. So the bottom line is you have chronic inflammation and pain, and you've been dealing with it for way too long. Right in front of you is the solution that worked for me and many people who were willing to pay almost $500 to get their hands on it. My Painless Body Health Improvement course will take you step by step through the simple and cheap process of taking away your joint swelling and inflammation, plus stop your chronic pain for the long term. Something the doctors and chiropractors haven't been able to do for you, and you've likely paid them a lot of money for the small amount of long-term results you've gained. Understand what you are getting when you get this course, and I mean fully stop and understand what it is you're getting your hands on. This is a total body pain removal method that works. And yes, this includes every area of your body, such as your back, knee, hip, feet, hands, etc., etc. So your first option comes with an incentive for you to act now to get the Painless Body course at a generous discount. Just check the bottom of this sales page to see the discount that I'm now offering to my subscribers. This is the full course with nothing taken away except a lower price tag. You'll know my every secret when it comes to how I created my own painless body. Plus, when I discover new methods that work, that make the course better or simpler, or the results that you get from this course more effective, you'll get those updates 100% free.
So a very important thing that I want to do is literally show you what you're getting when you get the Painless Body course. What you are actually paying for, and I'm reaching for, I hope you can see this clearly. This is my actual daily supplement routine. What you are paying for is knowing what's in this spoon, because literally this is all you're doing. This first step, because this is a 3-step module, this first step is about as easy as you can possibly get, because all you're doing is adding nutrients, the proper nutrients to your diet routine, what you eat every day, what you consume every day. What you're paying for is knowing which supplements actually work, which supplements do you need to take, the ones that are going to help you with your joint pains and inflammation. So in the interest of true transparency and full disclosure, Every supplement that I'm going to introduce you to is already available on the internet. The information about them are already available. All you have to do is get on the internet, search them out, test them out, and then find the ones that work for you. And that may take you several months. It took me several months to get to that point. So what this course actually does is give you the shortcut. You simply get the supplements that actually work, the ones that I've already tested, that thousands of people have already tested. You're simply going to take the supplements that work. You'll know in what amounts you need to take, the part of the day that you need to take them, what maximizes their results. Do you take them in the daytime? Do you take them at night? Do you take them with food? Do you take them without food? All of that information is covered. So you're paying for the shortcut to just jump on board what's already working, so that you're on the fast track to recovering from your pain and inflammation due to joint illness. And remember, the ultimate goal is to get you to a point that 99% of the time you do not have joint pain or inflammation. That's the level of recovery that I personally reached using these methods that I'm sharing with you, the basic blueprint within the Painless Body course. Now, also what comes with the Painless Body course, over and beyond what you can find on the internet and what you can research yourself, is what I call supplement stacking. And this is something I've never seen anywhere else. And I believe this was the game changer that elevated my recovery all the way up to 99% joint pain and inflammation free. And that's something that you need to know. And that's something that you really can't get anywhere else. Not in the detail and not with the supplements that are already proven to work with this stacking process to maximize results. All right, so here we are in the members area, so you can actually see how you will access this information. Now, I chose to put this, what is the most popular term now, in the cloud. So basically, as long as you have internet access, you will have access to this information. Remember, this is lifetime access. So there's nothing to download. You can't lose an ebook or something like that. Everything is conveniently in the membership area, so that no matter what device you're on, be it a laptop, be it your smartphone, a tablet, whatever, you will always have access to it, because again, as long as you have internet access, you can get to this information and study it. So in front of you is the members area, and this will change, of course. I'm always updating this area. I'm always improving it. And what I've grown to understand, and I've researched, and I've found that this to be true, is that a person needs about 30 days to actually master something before you can move on to the next step. And so I've set this up in modules so that you can master each step, with the first one being the nutrition, but you have to give that about 30 days to take full effect before you should move in to module number 2. And that's why these are set up to basically walk you through the process, so that you're not overwhelmed with all this information to where you kind of throw up your hands and say, oh my gosh, this is too much, I can't do it. So I'm taking you one step at a time, giving you a full 30 days to master each part of this process. So once you have the complete course, what you'll have access to, of course, is module 1, module 2, module 3, and then you'll also have the pillars of health that you can, and that's the foundation. That's where you should start with this process, by the way, is getting the pillars, your foundation, in line. And you will also be able to refer back to the supplement course, to where you make sure you're doing your supplement routine correctly. And this is all in the members area. You'll have full access to it. Each module will come up every 30 days, so that you get a full 30 days to master that part. And then we'll move you on to the next step, to where again, 30 days to master it. And at the end of this funnel, the goal is that you come through and you're getting the maximum results possible.
And of course, I am so confident in these courses that you get a full 30-day money-back guarantee, because I know that when you use this information, you're going to get great results. So I have no hesitation in offering a 100% money back guarantee, because anyone who doesn't get results, you deserve your money back.
And it's more than trying to sell you the ultimate knee joint and pain relief course. I genuinely want to help you improve your knee joint pain. Even if you don't get my course, which you should, because it will save you months of work and research, and it will help you get started healing your joints a lot quicker. But at the least, you should make sure you go over each and every page of those foundational courses to help you along on your journey. I know you're just getting to know me, and that's why I'm extending a huge olive branch by providing a big discount on this product. Remember, I already know people will pay more, a lot more for this course. So there is no real reason for me to discount the course other than me genuinely wanting to help you out. I know you don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want to buy a course that doesn't work, that's promoting products that don't work. And that's why I provide a 100% money back guarantee. Now, I do need to point out specifically how the guarantee works. Although I do provide a true 100% money back guarantee to cover your purchase price, I need to make it clear that this is not a no questions asked policy. In fact, the only requirement is that you actually use the course and show proof of having used the methods and products suggested within the course. And based on how supplements work, you wouldn't know if the course is working until at least 20 days into the process. So what this means is that if someone sends in a refund request 10 minutes, an hour, even a couple of weeks after the purchase date, that refund request will automatically be denied, because there is no way to prove the course is not working for you in so short a period of time. And it is 100% reasonable to require that you actually use the course that you purchased. Now, I know this is not great marketing, so you don't have to send me an email about it. And yes, I know this will cause some people to not purchase the course. In fact, if you already know you don't need this course, and you know that you have no intentions whatsoever in actually using it, then just don't make the purchase. I only want to work with people like yourself who need help with your painful knee joints, someone who needs this surefire method to start the healing process. Now let me be crystal clear. After actually using the course, and for whatever reason you don't see the results, then I will of course give you a refund. I mean, my name is on this product after all. So of course I will honor a genuine refund request that falls within the 30-day time frame. It's simply the right thing to do.
In conclusion of this video overview, let me say I'm incredibly proud of this offer, and I'm so thankful to be able to bring it to you. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the time you spent with me. I can't wait to share all my health improvement secrets with you.
So without further ado, go ahead and scroll down beneath this video. Check out the huge discount that I'm providing for you. Go ahead and take advantage of it while it lasts. And let's log you into the members area, and let's start working together to start fixing your knee joint pain starting today.